Alright, in this video, I'm going to show you two attacks from side control. Taking mount and Katagatame, hand and arm choke. Then sometimes, even though I want to switch to the arm bar, he doesn't want to get on his side, or I find it difficult to make it. That means he's fully flat on the back. That means much easier for you to take a better position, especially when you get a good position after the guided pass. I want you to imagine to make two major choices: submitting your opponent and taking better position. Since you find it difficult to submit your opponent, now you choose a better position. Mount is control around the partner's belt, in my opinion. In order to do that, I want to make the perfect coordination. That's why it's not a time he tries to shrink his body or attack his elbows in. I want to open the space as wide as possible between his knee and armpit, this space. That's why, first, I just want to secure space around here. But I've already done it well. I will use my near side knee like this to take near side corner. The issue is my partner's upper body. Probably your partner is crossing the elbow like this. In this case, it's almost impossible to take mount. Even though you can step over your partner's body, your partner is be able to escape. That's why we open our partner's elbow step by step. So start with a near side elbow. He may tuck his elbow in like this. In that case, I may also switch to kiss-up position to open up like this. Or if he overcommits to push my hip with the forearm frame, I take inside like this. And then I temporarily take the near side frame like this. Then after that, I'll open the far side. Either I make the perfect frame or half like this. It's the same thing. This time, I want to make the stronger leverage than he can use it. So in this case, I'm not relying on my arm. I more like rely on my upper body like this, against his elbow joint. If I try to pull around his shoulder, this can be pretty difficult. This is a battle against his lat. Lat can be way stronger than his shoulder muscle. If I can approach around here, around his elbow joint, that I can deal with shoulder muscle with my upper body, not even my muscle like this. So this can be way stronger than just using my arm or against his lat. Then after that, I want to take mount. First, I want to cover the near side. That's why I place my head really close like this. This move looks similar to a windshield wiper like this. Even now, I want to make sure I take the near side hip. This time, either I place my knee or head like this. Then once it's done, it's ready to take mount. But I want to do that step by step. First step, I place my shin on his belly like this. Like half knee on belly. It's not proper knee on belly, but it's very nice and stable. I really like to do. Then from this position, if I find a space wide opening here, I do. Or during the sequence, your partner wants to close the knee and elbow like this. So in this case, I want to completely stretch his body. I use my shin to stretch his hip like this. More like I push his thighs with my shin. That I can open up below his belt, open up a space. Then against his upper body, I do exactly the same as I showed before. From here, I open up like this. Then it's possible, this is going to be a really trendy move from on his armpit to triceps. Then kind of make a single under like this. Then after that, two cases we can expect. One of the best case scenarios, that I can completely find a space on the far side. That I slide my knee underneath his armpit like this. Then I place my feet to take both sides of the corners like this. Then high mount with trapping hand and arm like this, which is very tight lock. Another one, alternative option. Although you open up your partner's elbow, you may a little find difficult to slide the knee to the high mount. So in that case, drive your knee on the floor like this. Even this time, I don't want to be lazy. Being lazy means I just keep my head in the air. In that case, he can catch my head. This is not too bad. If I can pull it out, there's be another point for the guided pass, but I want to take mount straight. That's why, as soon as I put my knee on the ground, I slightly stretch him again like this. Look how I use my shin or butterfly hook like this. And then from this position, I do leg pummeling. The time I do, I want to get my right foot away from between his legs, just like this. Right? I'm not going to make shortcut. Otherwise, I'm going to expose my ankle. That's why all I do is really big leg pummeling like this. But I don't want to stay here. If I stay, he's going to use the outside. Yes. In order to avoid all the risk, after that, I hide my feet underneath his butt. As I hide my feet under his butt, it's impossible for him to catch my ankles like this. As an option, if you can stay tight, you can also cross your feet like this. This could be one of the tightest ways like this. This is how to take mount from side control. Okay, next one, head on arm choke. You can do the exact same thing during the sequence, and the one I showed you how to take mount, or when your partner makes a half underhook. Let's say he uses the forearm against my throat. That's one of the best ways. So during the sequence, I got a side control like this, then he pushes. Even though he wants to clear space, he shouldn't fully extend like this, especially elbow. Whenever his elbow is being away from his torso or center of his body, this is a high risk. He's exposing himself. So when you find a reaction, you're going to snap your person's elbow to the other side. So this way, either hitting himself or during the time of the action, he wants to push like this. Whenever you feel that, so cup your person's elbow, then I slightly move my head to the side like this. So it's not necessary to drag his elbow all the way to the other side like this. Just need to exchange the position between each other. So this time, my elbow is left side of my body like this. Sorry, his left elbow is right side of my body. At the end of the action, I want to place his elbow on the left side of my body. That's why I push halfway and I move myself like this. Of course, this is not a position I can keep it for a while, but temporarily, I've created a task like this. Next step, I use the side of my head like this. Then this is the same as the last one I showed you. This is not be the frame to trap around his elbow like this. Shoulder. It looks really tight, but he can still close his elbow. Right? In order to make the maximum leverage, you're going to lean on around a person's tricep or elbow like this. So this is the part how to trap. Even though he wants to close it, it could be tough to do that. Then next one, the adjustment. The time I do the head and arm choke, before I go to the side I finish, I want to make the perfect frame. The perfect frame means you're going to lock your partner's neck and arm with making the smallest diameter. In order to make that, from now, I push his shoulder, then get this arm deeper like this. Then the time I do this move, I want to use my arm something like this, not just straight like this. Plus, it's kind of drilling. So two actions. So when it stacks like this, not just extend it this way. Then you can gradually get your crossface deeper. Ideally, I want to place my elbow underneath his head. So that's a way to trap his neck and arm with making the smallest diameter. So in this case, here, this is not good enough. That's why I push and squeeze. I do a couple of times like this. Then once it's done, I should be able to cup his armpit with my 4 fingers. Plus, from now, another adjustment that I drag my elbow this way. Even this time, I want to make sure that I use side of my head. Otherwise, he's be able to recover like this. In order to avoid, I use side of my head to lock like this. Then after I make this position, I can do like a take mount, like the same as the last one. Otherwise, can go to the kneecap move to the other side. Before I do, from here, I push to get my shin in like this, half knee on belly. Then from this position, I do knee cut move between me and my knee and his torso. I connect my hands, then I get a little lower. Then once it's done, I slide to come to this side. As soon as I come to the side, it's more super tight, but I do another adjustment. Here, it's too high to apply the pressure at the sweet spot on the right side of his neck, the carotid artery. That's why from here, I do sprawl like this. Ideally, I want to get lower than him. As I get lower than him, I can use my biceps to choke the right side of his neck. So that's why in this choke, it's not necessary to take a walk or drive your body weight forward. Or I can say it's be more lazier. So from here, in order to be finished, I just belly down and close my elbow like this. Even though he wants to tuck his elbow, close his elbow, it's not a good idea. Because head and arm choke is not choking with your partner's arm. Head and arm is trapping this way. Right? As I make the super tight lock, it's not be a problem, even though he tries to close his elbow. This is how to set up and finish head and arm choke.